Hey guys, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. Guess
Or
we're gonna
whatever
keep.
this is.
Yeah. Um, I think we're probably gonna keep the same Dicing with Death name. Just
It's a cool name. I'm
yeah,
very clever if I do say so myself.
super clever. Um, so Beryl, you are in the Holy City Ember Stone. It is a medium-sized city in terms of area, but it is densely populated. There's a lot of people in here, and at the center of the city is a second walled city that has great temples to the gods.
Okay.
Your family lives here, and you grew up here, and there we go. Cool. Overlays are working now. You've known the city pretty well your whole life because you grew up here and whatnot. You come from one of the more wealthy families, although still not the wealthiest families in town. You're just above like the middle level noble families,
Hmm.
more well respected than most, but still kind of working your way up through the
Yeah.
ranks.
Upper middle class.
Well,
Yeah. Lower upper class.
lower upper
Middle.
class,
All
middle
right.
upper class.
Are the nicer houses nearer to the walled city or the inner city? Is that the idea? Or, or no?
So, kind of like the walled city, and then the area to the. Let me look at the map again one more time. Where'd it go?
Just the map that I'm looking at, or do
Yeah,
you have a map of the city?
um,
Okay.
and the area to the east. So, like, kind of
Hmm.
if you look at that yellow dot in the center of the city, like
Hmm.
the eastern fifth of that is kind of like the nicer areas, and some of it abuts the holy buildings.
Okay.
Mostly around the holy buildings, you find areas of commerce and a
Hmm.
couple official governmental buildings. There's
Okay.
this ancient battlefield outside of town where a war happened many, 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 many years ago. We're talking hundreds of, or thousands of years ago.
Hmm.
The battlefield is this huge area where grass does not grow. You can still find the bones of the people who fought there hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, and some of their old decaying weapons. The reason it hasn't been picked clean is because people sometimes report seeing ghosts or the dead moving, and people have gone missing in the ancient battlefield. Some people even claim that more bones are there now than there were before, and that more equipment is there than there was before. It was just people going in trying to loot it and never coming back out. It's left
Interesting.
alone and kind of regarded as a sacred site by everyone. Good people, evil people, everyone's just like, whoa, you just leave that place alone. It's kind of scary.
Okay.
So no one ever goes there. There are plenty of towns nearby, and this is the capital city for uh, this region. Although it's not under an express kingdom, it's kind of ruled by the church in this area. It's kind of
Okay. So there is no king or anything in this town, or
there is a council of priests that rule the
okay.
city.
Okay.
You are Beryl, a 20-year-old, 5'10", 180, clean-shaven, slightly sloppy guy with long, shaggy brown hair and blue eyes. You are right-handed and straight, but you know what? Sometimes you think about
There's
a dick
there's
and
a
it looks
rose on my
nice.
shield. I mean,
There's a rose on your shield. You've enjoyed every
refusing.
penis you've ever handled. It makes you think, well, maybe that's where it should be. But you know what? Whatever. You do what your parents tell you. Your biggest concern in life up until today has been the fact that your parents have been trying to arrange a marriage between you and Bertha, who is a neighboring merchant
Is
of a.
she as unattractive as she sounds?
She is
You're rolling for charisma.
rolling for hotness. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you were just to look at pure physical attraction as a stat,
Hmm.
not personality, anything like that, she would have a 10.
Okay,
So average attraction.
5 on the typical 1 to 10 scale.
Yeah,
5. Yeah.
yeah. So she's a decent looking girl, but her
Mhm.
personality leaves a lot to be desired. She likes to play the piano, which is really nice, but she doesn't really like anything else. You'll talk to her about things. Oh, I went hunting with my dog, so and so.
My dog's name is Georgie Boy.
Georgie Boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
You'll tell her that, and she'll be like, "Oh, that's nice," but then not really have anything to add to it. Like her conversation leaves a lot lacking, and you're just not interested in her. She's not a fun person, really.
Perhaps my lack of interest in her has sparked these rumors
Of
about my sexuality.
Yeah. But today is a different day. Today is your 20th birthday. And today you are arriving at a pub with a couple of friends. Now, when I say pub, I mean like high class joints. Everyone shows up, and there's butlers walking around carrying glasses on fine drinks. There's a classy but yet still sexy woman dancing and singing in the corner.
Okay.
Next to the roaring fire. You guys are sitting in these like deep armchairs that are really comfortable to sit in, and your drinks are on a table next to you.
Is it socially acceptable that I have my sword at my side?
Absolutely. All true nobles would carry a weapon with them.
Okay.
You're a little unusual in carrying a short sword. Most will carry rapiers or other weapons like that. I'm forgetting their names right now. They'll carry more like gentlemen's dueling blades.
Okay.
But you've always been a little bit more of a fighter, a little bit more rough and tumble than the rest of them.
Sure.
On this particular day and time, you're sitting in your chair talking with your great friend Jackson about, whatever happens to be going on in the day. He's telling you about how his parents are, trying to apply him into a company of knights to learn the ways in the world and blah blah blah, and you're telling him like, oh well, they're really pushing for this Bertha thing.
Mm-hmm.
When a man that was kind of just one of the random people in here, you never really paying attention, leaps out of his chair, pulls a knife out of his hand, and stabs a passerby in the chest. The guy drops to the ground, dead in an instant, and the man that was sitting in the chair that stabbed him makes a mad dash towards the door.
Okay. Well, eager for some notoriety, fame, and glory, feeling especially lucky because it's my birthday, I leap from the chair and chase after this brigand.
All right. The brigand pushes through the crowd. Everyone is in an uproar and surprised by this, except for our clever Beryl, who dashes after him.
Clever or foolhardy. One or the other.
Our brigand makes it to the front door, throws it open, and starts running down the street with you hot on his heels.
Okay.
You get out the door maybe 15 seconds after him. 10 seconds after him.
All right. I do not look to see if I have any support. I'm just running as fast as I can after this guy. All right. Popping out into the street. Which which part of town are we in?
You were in the nice quarter. You were in the upper class quarter of town.
Okay. So I should know these streets pretty well.
Yeah. You're very familiar with this.
Yeah. Where does he run?
He is making a beeline towards the center of the city, towards the holy buildings.
Okay. I run after him, keeping him in my sight.
Okay. He takes a glance back behind him, notices that you're chasing him, and immediately bowls over a person, flips over a table, and tries to start throwing things in your way.
Okay. I do not help any of the people that he pushes over, and just attempt to dodge whatever barrels are coming my way.
Great.
I didn't even mean to do that. I was thinking Donkey Kong style. But
yeah.
All right.
He turns down an alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
Which you follow down, and he comes to a dead end, and he turns around, pivoting in place, and kind of glaring at you and curses beneath his breath.
I draw my sword and I say, "Stop, brigand!" And I point my sword at him. Does he have any escape?
He's kind of looking around. The alley ends because it butts the back of a building, and there are no doors here. But he's kind of looking around, looking for something to do.
Okay, I am going to ready my action to attack if he comes within range. Is that legitimate?
Yeah.
And then can I move towards him while still being ready or something like that?
Yes.
So I want to close the gap, but I'm not going to strike first at this point.
Okay. He looks around desperately and makes an attempt to climb the walls. So he goes Jackie Chan style, jumps off of one wall with one foot, off another wall with the second foot, gets back to the first wall again, and his foot completely slips off the side of the wall, He tumbles to the ground, landing on his tailbone, which you hear goes crack.
Ooh. So I step over to him, put my sword at his throat, and kick the dagger away. If I can. Does he still have a grip on the dagger?
No, the dagger is in the person's body.
Oh, yes, okay. So he doesn't have a weapon as far as I can see.
As far as you can see.
Okay. So I stand over and put my sword to his throat. I am not going to just stab an unarmed man, or at least what I assume is unarmed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what do you have to say for yourself?
Fuck off.
Step on his chest.
Okay. He draws a dagger from a hidden area in his cloak, and I need you to give me an initiative roll.
3 plus 3 is 6. My short sword.
Okay.
So he surprised me with that dagger, so I don't get my ready to attack.
Yeah, he absolutely surprised you. You rolled a 1 on your surprise check. And you rolled a 6, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay. You go way before him. You see him pull out the dagger and raise it up, but you get your attack in first.
Ooh, 5 is not going to do it.
No, roll and roll 20 so the chat can see your rolls.
Oh, yes, sorry. My bad. Okay. I won't re-roll that, but I'll roll in here for now.
All right. You take a swipe at him with your short sword, trying to disarm him or whatever. Miss.
I'm trying to kill him at this point.
He takes his knife and tries to drive it into your thigh.
Does he make an attempt to get up?
No. He just goes to stab you in the thigh. Are you wearing any armor right now?
No, I was out on the town. Why would I be wearing studded leather?
That's ridiculous, right? Why would you carry studded leather with you around town? He stabs you in the leg. Actually, he rolls an 18, so he crits you in the leg with his dagger for a sum of 3 damage.
Okay, that's not...
Give me a save versus death.
Oh, I'm going to start my very first attack, and I'm going to get criticaled?
He rolled an 18. What am I supposed to do? Cheat?
Roll...
D20.
D20.
14 or higher.
Oh, fail.
Fail.
Are you automatically ruling it a leg, or...
Yeah. But severity... Ooh, no, severity is a 6. Holy shit.
You are going to kill me very first thing.
That's not very... You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I
You've got
know.
a wound. You're mildly damaged. Leg... I'm going to say it was your left leg. Leg injured, minor bleeding, 2/3 movement.
Okay.
Okay. Initiative.
Can't chase him. Okay. Rolling for initiative. Oh, I'm rolling in. Roll RD10 plus 3. 12. Ouch.
He gets his next dagger attack off again and stabs at you in the leg again. But you move your leg off of his chest in time, and he completely misses you.
Okay. RD20. Wait. RD20. 14. And I actually get +1 because he's on his back.
Yep. So 15 is a hit.
Okay. Oh, god damn it. Get these dice away from me. D6. 3 damage.
3 damage. You skewer him in the shoulder with your blade, and he coughs up a little. He starts coughing a little blood out of his mouth, and makes for another attack. Initiative.
All right. Oh, sorry. 5.
You go first.
17. I forgot the +1 again.
17 is a hit.
Another 3 damage.
His head falls to the ground, his eyes roll back, and the dagger falls out of his hand.
Okay. Before even calling for help, I'm going to bandage my leg, tourniquet myself or whatever, stop the bleeding.
Okay.
So anyone can... Actually, I shout while I'm doing this if that's a free action.
I mean, as you're bandaging yourself, you turn around to shout, and you notice that there is a small gathering of people in the alleyway behind you watching.
Okay.
Someone comes up to you who you recognize as Jackson's little sister.
Mm-hmm.
She runs up to you and goes, Beryl, are you okay?
'Tis only a scratch, milady.
Oh my god, I was so...
Okay.
Did you kill him?
I say, shield your eyes. It's not for the faint of heart. Okay, so it takes me 6 minutes to bandage my wound if we're going by typical whatever. But that's the turn doesn't wrap up, so I don't take any more damage.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
A couple other people come over, and some murmurs start going about. Everyone seems to be pointing at the body and talking in low whispers. And you don't really get it at first until one of the people nearby says, "Oh my god, that's Raz. Oh my god."
Have I heard of Raz?
Yeah, you've heard of Raz. Raz is actually the youngest brother, the youngest son in the most wealthy family in town. They are the Rothschild family, and Raz Rothschild is the youngest member of the family.
Was he a troublemaker?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you don't know much about him, but
did anyone go to his aid?
Good family.
They're choking on the ground, or did they just?
No, everyone's standing back, just pointing and going, "Oh my god, what's happening?"
I don't know anything about healing or bandaging. I mean, so once I've stopped my own bleeding, I'm going to stand up. Have guards not arrived? Are there town guards?
There are definitely town guards. They have not arrived yet. There are not as many in the wealthy sector because there's so little crime here.
Okay. Well, I wipe off my blade on a corner of his shirt and sheath it, and attempt to do it. Does the town guard show up?
Not yet. It's only been 6 minutes.
6 minutes?
No.
Okay. Unfortunately, I can't loot the wealthy bastard's body.
So there seems to be quite a bit of commotion, and some before the town guard arrives, a few slaves arrive with a stretcher between them, and the body's like placed on a stretcher. And you notice the markings of the Rothschild crest on their...
Before the town guard. How far off is their house?
2 blocks.
Okay, so it's conceivable that they would have heard and come.
It's conceivable.
Or does it seem like they're so quick, perhaps maybe they were expecting something like this to happen?
That's up for your judgment.
Interesting.
They pick up the body, and they start to take it away.
Okay, well, I guess, I mean, if no guards show up, if no one's confronting me, I'm going to head back to the tavern and see what's going on there.
Okay. You start limping back to the tavern. You're having a little bit of trouble with your leg. You're moving at 2/3 movement rate.
Oh, that's right. So even though the bleeding stopped, I will need to get it looked at. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I find any of my friends before I get back to the tavern, I'll speak with them. But...
Yeah, you see Jackson standing in the street.
Okay. I ask him what happened to the guy who was stabbed in the pub.
He shakes his head. He didn't make it. I think...
Do you know what this was about?
I thought it was some random mugging, but... Raz? Raz Rothschild? What the hell would he be doing in this?
I shake my head.
At this point, the town guard shows up. There are 4 of them. Okay. They all are carrying halberds, and they have half plate on. So breastplate with a little bit of like a leather skirt underneath. They look about, they ask, talk to a few people, and some people point at you, and the guards approach you and say, "Sir, what happened here? I have reports that you've killed a man, that you've killed a Rothschild."
I say, he murdered a man back in the tavern. I chased him down.
They exchange some glances. "You're going to have to come with us. We have some questions. Got to sort all this out."
Okay, I'm going to assume that they are honest and whatnot, and that they actually just want a statement. I tell Jackson to fetch my father.
Okay. Jackson takes off. You notice as you are being escorted by the guards, they also have 2 other people in escort with you, and you notice one of them as the barman, and the other you don't recognize. Actually, give me an intelligence check.
My intelligence sucks. D20 plus 7, I believe.
You do not recognize the other person.
Okay.
Okay. They lead you back to the guards' quarters area.
They leave my sword on me?
They let you have your sword.
Yeah.
You're a noble after all.
Yeah.
They lead you back there and start asking you questions like what happened, why did you kill this person? What sort of
Yeah,
answers do you give?
I don't withhold information. I say that I saw him stab a man in the pub. They described it as a, so I assumed him to be a cut purse or a brigand, and so I chased him down. He tried to stab me, so I fought back in self-defense.
And you're sure this is the person you saw leaving the bar?
Absolutely. If he wasn't guilty, why did he run? Why did he try to stab me?
There's no way that you might have mistaken him for someone else.
Not a chance. The bar was crowded. It should be full of witnesses who can identify.
Well, the witnesses there say that the figure was hooded and sitting in a chair. No one really noticed his face. In fact, you're the only person here that can actually verify that this was the man from the bar.
I guess sort of stunned silence.
And the Rothschild family has arrived, and they are none too happy about their dead son. They're calling for your blood.
What sort of, I mean, in this time period, what's sort of the justice system like? I mean, is it like Game of Thrones style where I can be like, trial by combat, joust me, you motherfuckers, or am I sort of at the mercy of the law?
It's you as a noble, you can demand trial by combat as an upper class citizen.
Okay. Just thinking if worse comes to worse.
Yeah, the justice system does its best, but it is not necessarily great. The people that make up the guards are not from the noble families, and they have been known to be able to be bribed for this or that. They're also known to kind of be partial in their rulings. You know, everyone wants to make friends with the wealthy families and doesn't give a shit. So justice is common for people. The wealthier you are, the more justice you get. The less wealthy you are, the more screwed you get. Is kind of just how it goes.
Okay.
They leave you alone in a room for a few minutes. Is there anything you'd like to do when you're by yourself?
If I'm stuck I don't think there's anything I really can do. I'll just lean back in the chair and wait. If it takes more than 5 or 10 minutes, I'll probably get impatient.
Okay. It does. 10 minutes pass and you haven't heard from anyone yet.
Okay. Is the door locked?
Do you try it?
Yeah, I stand up and go to the door.
It is unlocked.
I poke my head out.
It opens up into kind of a common room where there's a bunch of different desks sitting about, and you see some scribes writing here or there, and a couple of soldiers leaning against a pillar holding up the ceiling, having a chat.
Are they talking with someone?
Oh, they're just chatting to each other.
Okay. I poke my head out and say, hey, excuse me.
They look over. Yes?
What's the holdup here?
The Rothschilds are discussing something. I think the captain is waiting to hear what they have to say before coming back to you.
Was my room like a holding cell, or
holding cells technically, but it's kind of it's unlocked. There's a window with no bars. You were sitting in like a comfortable chair. You had they brought you a drink.
Okay.
It's exactly what you think rich person jail would be like.
I think I will stay out here in the common room unless the guards looked alarmed to see me pop out.
No, but they just kind of both keep an eye on you.
I was planning on chatting with them.
Oh, okay, yeah. What would you like to chat with them about?
Nothing in particular. I was just going to make small talk and attempt to charm them, ask them if they've identified the man in the tavern who was killed.
They have. He is a lower noble of no repute. You've never even heard of him.
Okay. Have they brought his family or anything, or his next of kin?
Yes, they are here as well, in a different room. Give me a charisma check.
I don't think my charisma's that great, but let's see what we got. Charisma 11. RD20 plus 11. 17. So
okay. You don't get any more information than that from them.
Okay.
Uh,
But at least, yeah, I'm standing.
10
At the
minutes
ready.
later, the
Hmm.
captain of the guards comes back. He
Hmm.
goes, he is a man by the name of Umbridge.
Have I heard of him? Is that what you're telling me, or is he announced as he comes in or something?
No, like you know of him. He is the captain of
Okay.
the guard for the Holy City. Uh, and he walks up to you with a frown
Hmm.
on his face, and he says, "Oh shit, what's your last name,
Roswell, who is well.
Sir, or Lord Roswell? Roswell, I'm afraid we're gonna have to keep you here overnight. Uh, the
Excuse me?
the Rothschilds are demanding blood, and it's the best I can do to tell them that wait until the morning, and we'll keep you here overnight. We're gonna have to. I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to take your sword."
I take a step back, like surprised. Uh, what of? Do I even remember the non-noble's name? You never said it. Can I recall it?
Yes, you can recall it. His name
Okay.
was Francis.
Okay. What of Francis's blood?
Well, there's no proof that Raz was the killer. In fact, you're the only person that says so. And it's your word against the Rothschilds' word that their son is not a murderer.
Word. A pub full of people saw me chase him out.
Pub full of people saw you chase a person out. No one in the pub can identify him as Raz.
My eyes narrow. My family hasn't showed up or anything.
Surprisingly, they haven't showed up, or you haven't
Mm-hmm.
been allowed to see them. One or the other.
I say, where is my father?
Your father is talking with the Rothschilds right now.
I exhale sharply, nod, and remove my belt and hand it to the
Okay.
captain of the guard. Play it cool for now.
Play cool. All right.
Until I have my lance.
You spend the night in prison.
Is it an actual jail cell?
It is an actual jail cell.
I demand medical attention.
A healer is brought to you to treat your leg.
Okay.
What is the? How badly was it wounded? Did it actually need?
Struck. So I think it may actually require some extensive, like some time.
Critical hits. Struck.
Heal naturally as if they were lost at 2d6, or
Cure
they
light
can be
wounds.
healed by cure light wounds. So I guess there's really nothing you can do for me.
No. A cleric comes and casts a cure
Okay.
light wounds spell on you.
Okay. So magic is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It repairs the damage and heals you 2 HP.
It does heal me in addition to.
I believe that's what it says under struck, that it
Okay.
will restore and cover HP.
It says it can be healed by a cure light wound spell, but I was wondering if that needed to be applied specifically.
No, because later on in these things it will say it can be mended by something that is devoted to XYZ. So
Okay.
this will actually
Alright.
just heal it.
So I am at 9 out of 10 HP then, and no longer limping.
No longer limping. Yeah.
All right, I thank him and say,
Her.
Do I know who she worships?
Nerul.
Nerul. Okay, I say Nerul be with you.
She nods.
Not necessarily because I'm religious, but because
right.
I don't know.
It's the right thing to do. You are fed that night. You are kept in a jail cell, but it is not solitary confinement, but it's away from the other jail cells. It's not. You're not put in with the rabble. You're given kind of like the.
Have you ever been in jail before?
You've never been in jail before.
Okay.
Uh,
I may even think it's sort of a novelty. Like, look at me, bad boy. Oh yeah.
mm-hmm.
When this is clearly not what jail is usually like.
No, absolutely not. I mean, you're given fresh food, including fresh fruit. You have someone that comes tends to your needs.
Mm-hmm.
You've got like a private stall where you can go to the bathroom rather than like just a pot in the middle of the place. And there's a guard on the door, but then there's also a servant in the hallway in case you need anything at any given point. So it's not that bad.
All right. I guess I rest up and wait till morning.
Okay. Morning arrives, and you are brought before a court which is a little surprising that you are already before a court the day after. This is unusual, to say the least.
Okay.
You notice sitting in the audience your father, as well as your mother and your siblings, and the whole of the Rothschild family name. They're all there.
Okay.
A judge comes before you all. He is one of the high priests of... Crap, I'm forgetting the god's name. Ooh, shit.
Is the gods linked on your...
No, they're not. They should be, but they're not. A priest of Velmontarius, the god of justice and judgment.
Okay. Okay. All right. I assume that that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
As in that he probably can't be bought, at least as far as I would hope. Okay.
The court kind of proceeds as normal, blah, 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 blah. Boring talk, and they finally get to the...
Do I have to make a statement, or are they...
Not yet. Talking? Now they're just going through the opening ceremonies and whatnot. And there's a lot of... As with all things that the nobles do, there's a lot of pomp that goes with it. A lot of formalities and rituals that...
Boring!
Yeah, it's boring. But after a little bit, some witnesses are called. The bartender and the other man that you didn't recognize both testified to the fact that you chased the killer out and you were just 10 seconds behind him. There's another person you didn't recognize and didn't see brought with you that says, yeah, I saw him run out the alley or run out of the bar towards that direction. And then the Rothschilds are called to testify, and they say, well, you know, our son would never murder anyone. He's not that type of person. He's been brought up well. He was doing well in his schooling. He's only 16. Why would he murder some low-ranking noble for no reason? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Clearly, there was a mistake here, and Beryl chased the wrong person and killed the wrong person. We don't think he meant to do it, but we demand his exile from the city for all time in exchange. And then you are brought up, and you're allowed to speak your piece.
Okay. I say, as these good people have already testified, the man who I can identify as the young Rothschild murdered Mr.
Raz Rothschild.
No, who he killed, the young noble.
Oh! Yeah, I forgot his name already.
In cold blood. When I chased him down to confront him, he drew a knife and dealt me this grievous wound. Do they have the weapons and evidence, or do they not even do that sort of thing?
Oh, God, no.
Okay. Both the blood of me and this fine young nobleman are on Rothschild's hands. I did not mean to kill him, but it seems that the gods of fate were not on his side that day, and I attempt to look mournful.
Give me a charisma check for mournful.
Oh, damn. They're going to see right through me.
Do it! Natural 20.
RD20 plus 11. I could just... No, not mournful at all.
No. Okay. You try and look mournful, but yeah, it does not go over well.
Okay.
The hearings... go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't know, they called for blood and Rothschild has already spilt it, and he had given his life for Mr. Ferris's, or whatever it was.
Francis.
Mr. Francis's.
Yeah.
There we go.
There's a few mutterings here and there. And the priest bangs his scales on the desk, calls everyone to order, and says, well, I've heard everything that there is to say. Unless anyone else has any more words. He pauses and kind of looks about. No? In the eyes of Velmontarius, our great god of judgment and justice, there is no evidence here that Raz Rothschild was the murderer of Francis. However, there is every bit of evidence that Beryl was under the assumption he was. Therefore, we find that no punishment is due. Beryl acted in the best of his interest for himself and the town, and while we cannot confirm that Raz was a murderer, we cannot fault Beryl for his attempts at justice. Whereas everyone else in the tavern, and he kind of looks at a couple people specifically, stood by and did nothing, this young man took his life in his own hands to try and bring a little bit of peace and justice to the world. For that, we commend him.
I try not to look too stoked. Okay.
You get the dirtiest of dirty looks from the Rothschild family. Just, you can see the hate oozing out of their eyes. And you're kind of looking at them as you hear the priest talk in the background, talking about blood money owed and recompense and blah, blah, blah. And it all kind of like washes back over your mind because you know your family will just take care of that for you. You know, it doesn't come out of your pocket. And you're let go. A guard walks over, hands you your sword back, and that's that. You can do whatever you want.
Whew. I'm going to approach the Rothschilds and offer my condolences. Tell them that I never meant to kill him, and that things got heated and out of hand.
All right. The head of the family, Frank Rothschild, the most powerful man in the Holy City Ember outside of the priests, doesn't even acknowledge your existence. Like, he glares at you, and then as you walk up to him, he gets up, he puts on his coat, he helps his wife with her coat.
Okay.
And as you're like, he just pretends you don't even exist.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to get the hell out of this courtroom.
All right. You exit.
Okay.
What would you like to do now?
Find my friends for a drink.
Okay.
Your tavern.
Your friends are there. Shit.
Jackson was one.
Yeah, I can't name the other one Neil, though. Jackson and Julian are in the courtroom.
Okay.
And they walk with you as you leave. They are about your age.
Okay.
What, dude? What the hell happened? Says Julian.
The Rothschilds tried to blame me, but justice was done this day.
Well, yeah, I was there, but...
Oh. Okay. I didn't realize he's in the court.
Yeah. What happened with... Was it really Raz? Did Raz really... You and Raz didn't have some sort of beef, right?
No. You saw me chase him out of there.
Yeah, well, unusual for him to do something like that.
Tell me about it.
What do you think's going on?
I have no idea. Maybe we should figure out who this Francis was. Do I know where his family was? Or were they in the audience?
You don't even know. You've never even heard of his family. So.
Okay. All right. Neither of my friends have?
Julian has heard of Francis.
Okay. Do we know where his family is? Or?
Yeah, his family is a group of merchants. They are they're like the second largest merchant family in town, and
but merchants are still like middle class. Even if they're wealthy,
there's three merchants that have been promoted to the rank of nobility, and they are the middle of them.
What does my family do? Or nothing? Is it
you
old money?
Own land?
Okay, so land outside the city limits somewhere.
Yes. Yeah, you own a couple of towns actually. If you'd like to know the names of the towns you own, let me look.
Are there some of those random towns that are like on the road?
Yeah, you guys own Lorkin, Denpolor, and Lockstein.
Okay.
Lockstein is actually kind of big. It's kind of the pride of your family, is Lockstein.
Okay. Very cool. Okay. So, I'll try and go to the Francises if I know where the Merchant's Quarter is, if they have like a business there. Is that probably, or do they more like shipping types?
No, they have a couple of storefronts run by not the family but by employees of the family, and they
Mhm.
do a lot of long distance trading, mostly with the elves to the northeast.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so you head over to where do you go?
I'm going to go to one of their storefronts, I guess, and ask around about them if I don't know where they live.
Okay, one of the storefronts, it's a import business. They have all sorts of fine perfumes, wonderful cloth, spices from all over the world, that sort of stuff.
All right. I will go into the store and ask if they know where I can find Mr. Francis.
Lord Francis, the head of the family?
Sure.
May I
Yes.
ask
Or
why? He's not.
um,
He does not do business here. I am the merchant that runs the store.
I understand. My name is Lord Roswell. I come to see him about a personal matter.
I see. He kind of looks you up and down, notices your fine clothing, the embroiderment of like the rose on the shield on your lapel,
And the giant bloody hole in my trouser leg.
bloody hole in the trouser. Well, you're standing behind a
Yeah.
counter, so you can't see below
Yeah.
the belt.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
looks at you, goes, "Okay." Uh, he lives over, and he gives you directions.
Okay.
He lives behind yonder building.
I thank him, and would it be rude to tip him, or is that
No, it's
customary?
totally acceptable.
All right, I tip him a silver.
Okay. He nods at you.
Um, I'll assume that not all of my gold was in gold and just break it. Okay. So I walk over to the house of
The Francises.
the Francises.
Okay. It is a modest 3-story house.
Okay. Am I by myself, or are my companions with me? Did they
Unless
follow
you
when I
asked,
went?
they didn't come unless you asked them to come. Did you ask them
Okay.
to come?
No. No.
All right, you're by yourself. They're back at the tavern waiting to hear of your
Investigations.
exploits.
Yeah. Okay. So I knock at the door unless there's like a guard or a herald or something.
No. Fairly quickly, a servant opens it up. It's a
Okay.
young woman, probably 18 years old, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
wearing white robes that a servant would typically wear, and a small headband.
Okay.
She looks at you and goes, "My lord, what can I do? How can I help you?"
My name is Lord Roswell. I'm here to see if Lord Francis is in.
Lord
Or
Francis
if
is in
there's-
mourning. His son was recently killed.
That's what I've come to speak with him about. I'm the man that brought his son's killer to justice.
I will let him know you're here. Please come in. And she
Okay.
walks you into a room, a sitting parlor. There's a
Okay.
nice long couch, comfortable chairs, a whole slew of alcohol and crystal pouring glasses and whatnot.
Okay.
She parks you in there and heads off upstairs.
Okay. I have a seat, I guess.
Okay. A few minutes later, she comes back down, and a older gentleman, probably in his 60s, long, well, not long, maybe sternum length, white beard.
It's pretty long. All right. I
yeah.
stand as soon as I see him coming.
His beard may be white, but his hair is still black, and it is combed back and slick. He's wearing very fine fabrics, gold and red, with a little bit of blue in there too.
Okay. Okay. I say, my Lord Francis, my name is Beryl Roswell. I am so sorry for your loss.
Beryl, you're the one that killed that Rothschild kid, aren't you?
I am. I came to see if I can understand why or what was between him and your son. This all weighs heavy on my conscience.
Give me a charisma check.
Again?
Yeah.
Roll. Actually, it's that same dice. 3 charisma checks in a row. Oh, wait, that's D10. D20. My last charisma check might have been a D10, not a D20. Oh, damn.
Oh, shit. Okay.
He's,
You
he may test my sexual alignment right here, right now.
no, you've convinced him that you are genuinely, upset and want to figure out what's going on.
I am.
Yeah. Well, you've convinced it. You've clearly shown that.
Okay.
He nods. Well, if they want trouble, they've brought trouble upon themselves. The Rothschilds have been trying to. It's a delicate political situation. They've been working with the elves for some time, and negotiations for their project, whatever it may be, broke off. I got a call from, or I got a letter from Lord Rothschild himself a few weeks back, warning me that if we did not cease our trading with the elves, that it would be a problem for us. And then yesterday, our son died. Murdered by, presumably, as you see, a Rothschild. So, in my opinion, they sought out my child, murdered him as a sign, as a intimidation tactic. Of course, I have no proof of this, but it's what I think happened.
That makes sense to me. Well, yeah, I'm at a loss. Yeah.
You guys kind of stand in awkward silence.
Well, if the Rothschilds learned anything yesterday, it's that they cannot get away with this sort of bullying.
Well, I cannot afford to lose another member of my family. I'm pulling out of trade with the elves right now.
You can't back down. And the Rothschilds win.
Perhaps, but there are more of them than there are of us, and they have more money, and they've shown they're willing to do anything it takes to get what they want. And what am I supposed to do? I can't fight them. I don't have power. I don't have the money. I have justice on my side, but that can be a blurry line sometimes.
I nod. How many Rothschilds are there?
The core family is 8 people. The extended family would branch out to 35.
Okay, so there's now there's 7 in the core family, correct?
Yes. Now there's 7 in the.
Okay. Well, I thank him for his time and give him my condolences.
As you put your hand on the doorknob to head out, he says, "If you were to find out any sort of information that could help incriminate them in this crime, I would be very, very grateful. I can import all sorts of things. Fine elven beauties from far away. I might even be able to arrange a marriage between you and an elven noble, if what they say about you and Bertha is true."
I'll keep my ears open. And I smile at him and adieu.
Fine, elven noble, he says as you walk away.
Sounds pretty nice, actually. Does he want a noble man or a noble woman?
He's a merchant. He just gets things. He doesn't judge.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave. Is there like an elf quarter to town, or is that?
No, the racial breakup is 60 human, 20 elf, 10 dwarf, 10 halfling, 10 gnome. Is that right? Did I do too many?
I don't know. Sounded right to me.
Whatever. Yeah. It's a pretty diverse area, and the races mix pretty freely here.
All right. Well, do I know any elves?
Yeah, you know an elf. You have an elven servant in your house. I don't know if that's what you meant by know an elf, but
I'll go talk to her. Yeah.
Okay.
Him, her.
Her. All right, you get back to your house, your parents' house, and you find the elven servant. Her name is Thanis.
Thanis. Okay. I say, hello, Thanis. I have a question for you. Are you familiar with the Francis family?
Only by name, sir?
They do a lot of trading with the elves in the Northeast.
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of this?
Yes, sir.
Do you know of anyone who does business with them?
The elves or the Francises, my lord?
The elves.
Well, the Francises do business with them, and
That's not quite what I meant. I meant on the elven side of things.
oh, well,
The chat demands that you roll for the servant's hotness.
servant's hotness.
Mm-hmm.
4-2-1.
So not.
Not 6-7. Yeah, it's.
Yep.
Rarely have you seen such an horrid elf. That's probably why she went into a life of servitude.
Fair enough. Okay. So does she not? Does she know any elves that do business with the Francises?
In the city, I do not know. I stick mostly to my duties and do not head out very often.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been away from the homeland for so long that your human activities have changed so much over the years. I can't keep up.
You said in the city. Do you know anyone outside the city? So
She kind of pauses and looks a little hesitant.
you can speak freely with me.
I would like to stay out of trouble and just do my job, if that's okay.
Trouble. Why is this trouble? All I'm asking for is some information. If anyone asks, I heard nothing from you.
I had heard that from one of my friends, who I see sometimes, that in Flora there had been some elven secrets that had escaped.
Where is that damn map? So that's way the hell out of there, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty far away.
Is that the elven?
No, the elves live in the giant green blob to the
Due north?
yeah,
Like,
north right, northeast. The ancient trees, Iyara Orin.
oh, is this like way far away?
Yeah, they're pretty far away.
I can't even.
If you just scroll out, there's like a big green blob on the right side of the map.
Right?
Right.
Oh, like way the fuck out there.
Yeah.
Okay. That's quite a ways to trade, huh? How do they even get there?
It's like a month or so.
So they would travel due east.
Due east and then north and then
river.
east. Yeah.
Okay. Are most of these cities or the towns about a day apart?
Most of them. The distance between Protrum and Reust is about a day by foot. By horseback. By foot, Reust to Loxton is about a day.
Okay.
So she says I heard that
That's like a month each way. Okay.
Some of the elven secrets had been spilled.
I don't even know where Reust is. Fothalora?
Yeah, Reust is right next to.
I don't even know where Fior is. Is that
Flora? Just you can do a search in the upper left.
Okay, yeah, I can see it now. So, but that's still like more than a week by horseback. Okay. Elven secrets, huh?
Yeah. That's all I know. I don't know what was spilled and.
It's fine. Do you have any? And then probably this will come out as racist and naive as it sounds, but I ask. So, do you know where you people hang out? Where I could get some more information?
Excuse me?
Are there elven nobles in this town, or is it mostly humans?
No, there are no elven nobles in this town.
Okay, yeah. I see. You people, you elves, where do you hang out, congregate?
We don't have a single congregation spot, but I could If you wanted, I could introduce you to some of my friends. They might be able to give you more information.
That would be great.
She looks at
I
your
want.
clothes and kind of bows her head and says,
I
you
will.
may wish to change.
At least the trousers. It's been a rough couple of days. Okay. So I'm gonna change. What is your time frame like? Are you needing to get ready for roleplay?
Yeah, actually, this is probably a pretty good stopping point.
Just getting to sink my teeth in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we only had an hour, so just enough to set a story in place.
Okay. Interesting. So we can decide where to. Yeah.
We'll see how this goes next Sunday.
Yeah.
Next Sunday is, as I said before, Super Bowl. Do we want to play beforehand? Do we not want to play? Do we want to play on a different day? What do you?
I kind of want to watch Super Bowl too.
Yeah.
So maybe we could either do before or we could do like Saturday or something.
Do you want to do like noon to 3? Because it starts at 3:30. I don't care about the pre-show at all.
Okay. We could do that. Or like 11 to 3 or noon to 3 is fine, whatever.
I would say 11 to
For
3,
another day.
but let's be honest, I'm not going to be awake at 11.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We can play it by ear, but
Yeah.
kind of say that.
Tentatively 11 to 3 next Sunday.
Okay.
Great. Well, do you have anything else you want to say?
I don't think so.
Do you have anything?
Sorry you died.
Hey, it's part of the game. Death is okay. Death is great. Yes,
Okay.
sue the Super Bowl. Super Bowl, WCS World Finals was way more interesting than Super Bowl will be.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Do you want to give me any XP, or we can just bunch it in?
oh
next
yeah, we
week?
should totally give you experience and shit. Oh yeah, get to give you experience. You killed a person.
Zero level fighter. Actually, he was a thief, wasn't he? He was climbing walls and shit.
Not very well.
Maybe he wasn't a thief.
So I'm going to give you 200 for the killing of what's his face.
That's a lot for a 0th level fighter. Guess he wasn't a 0th level, or just for the whole ordeal.
No, for the hunting and killing of him.
Yeah.
You'll get 200. We'll just ignore what his class is,
Mm-hmm.
or his level. And for
The investigation, speaking
talking to everyone, you did it pretty well. I'm gonna do another 100.
Yeah, 300 for an hour's work. Not bad, not bad.
No.
And unlike Solomon the OP, I do not have 10% experience bonus.
Yeah. Unlike Solomon the rash and rage filled, you will not be running into a camp, into the enemies, and getting yourself...
without telling your powerful allies where you're going or bringing your skeleton companions.
Yeah. Remember, guys, if you're going to go sack a city, tell your friends that you're going to go sack the city, so if you don't come back, they can come and get you.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Yeah, other than that, we got Roleplay Solemn in an hour, and on Monday we start a new show called The Weekly Reroll, where I will be recapping all the D&D shows that happened that week in the last
Neil
week.
explains to you exactly what he was thinking getting Solomon killed.
No, I just cover all the details in that case. If you can't watch things, like if you need just a recap of what's going on in all the different D&D shows,
yeah,
we'll do that. You missed a week, you can catch up that way,
you
whatnot.
can do all the juicy metagaming that gets frowned upon when you're actually playing.
Yeah, it just brings you up to speed on everything that's happening. And then we're going to have cartography right after that, and no behind the screen because we don't have a Monday campaign. And we're going to do a 24-hour stream Tuesday night to Wednesday night. So stick around for that. And that's it. That's it. We'll see you guys later.
All right. Catch you next week.
Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.